Hello, readers. It's Miss Leon again. Right now, we are going to start on our next session in the literary essay unit. Today, we are going to really anchor back to elaborating on our ideas or our thoughts using the writing prompts or the sentence stems in this unit. Okay, as we have used before, we have this ways to push our thinking poster. We have some of these prompts such as I see, and then you would kind of add your thinking or what you are noticing in the text. And then you use the next sentence to add on and you put on some more details to further support what you're thinking. We have, in other words, that is, the important thing about this is, as I say this is, you just use some of those. Again, you would use these to help you elaborate or tell more about your thinking about a character and the character's traits or their motivations, what they're wanting, their struggles, some of the details you notice about them, their relationships with other characters. And you can even use this, like if you're noticing a theme, right? What the author is trying to teach you or what you're thinking, you're learning from this book. And then you're using those sentence stems to help you elaborate and tell more details about that. So that way we are really proving what we're thinking by using details in the stories to support that. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit silly, but I want to go ahead and I want to give you an example of how a conversation might sound if you are using these thought prompts to help build your ideas or to extend your ideas about a character. So I'm going to pretend that I'm a couple people in a conversation, and I'm going to be using these sentence stems to help us with this thinking. So here we go. You guys should be able to see the sentence stems. That way you can see what I am talking about. All right. I think dog is caring, but also lonely. For example, it says that he is running through a charred forest and he takes her into his cave below the river. There aren't any other animals around. I agree. Another example of dog being caring is that he takes care of Magpie when she's hurt. He's not leaving her side. In the text here, it says that he's waiting, right? So I agree with what you're saying about dog being caring. Also in the text, it says that, it was days and maybe even a week later. So it seems like dog was there for quite some time, so it's just like Magpie was all he really had. So it wasn't like he had anywhere else to go, or at least that's what it seems from this text. Or, maybe if he did have something else to do, it doesn't matter maybe as much as he feels as like maybe Magpie's the priority or that she's more important than anything else that could be going on. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I agree. But maybe on the other hand, I don't know. It could be that maybe dog is happy to be alone, but he wants to be a good friend to Magpie. So he's just trying to help her, even though he likes being alone, because maybe he's just a good friend and he's gonna do whatever it takes to be a good friend. Huh. Do you think it could be that dog is both caring and sad? Characters can be more than, one thing. Sometimes, even us people, we're more than just one thing as people. So I wonder if dog is maybe just more than one thing. He can maybe be both. That makes sense, him being sad, that can connect with our first idea, about him being caring, but also lonely. He's lonely and he knows what it's like to be sad, since he's blind in his one eye. And maybe that's why he's so caring because, he also has something that's wrong with his body. For example, when Magpie says that she'll never fly again on the page before, she says that, she'll never fly again. But then Dog says, I know. So maybe he's understanding her pain and he's empathetic to that. So, readers, even though that was kind of a silly reenaction of what a book conversation could sound like, I want you to remember that, when you are having your conversations with some partners about some books that you're reading, or even when you're starting to write your literary essay, it is important to extend your thinking and elaborate using these prompts. These can help you. I'm not saying that you have to only use these prompts, but they're at least a good start to kind of push you in that right direction, helping you notice or even talk about the things that you are realizing as you are going through the very tiny details in this text to help grow into big ideas. So I want you to go ahead and try this as you're writing and making sure that you are citing specific things that you have noticed in your text to support what you are really thinking.